How to speak English fluently. Speaking English fluently is one of the most desired skills in the world today. It opens doors to better jobs, international communication, travel, and access to knowledge. Yet for many learners, fluency feels like a distant dream, something only native speakers can achieve. The truth is, fluency is not about where you were born or how early you started learning. It's about how you train your mind, how you practice, and how you live with the language every single day. Fluency doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean you never make mistakes or that you know every word in the dictionary. Fluency is the ability to communicate your thoughts smoothly, naturally, and confidently without constantly stopping to translate or worry about grammar. When you reach fluency, English becomes not just a subject you study, it becomes a language you live. The first step to speaking English fluently is to understand what fluency actually is. Many learners confuse fluency with accuracy, thinking they need to speak perfectly before they can speak freely. But the opposite is true. Children don't wait to learn every rule before speaking. They talk, make mistakes, and improve through experience. Fluency is built through use, not theory. The more you speak, the more confident and natural you become. To achieve fluency, you need to change how you learn. Traditional learning methods focus too much on memorization and grammar, while fluency is about connection and communication. You must create an environment where English is part of your daily life. Something you hear, speak, read, and think in every day. Let's explore how to make that happen step by step. The foundation of fluency is listening. Listening exposes your brain to the real rhythm, melody, and speed of the language. When you listen to native speakers often, in podcasts, movies, or YouTube videos, your mind starts to recognize natural sentence patterns, pronunciation, and intonation. Try to listen for meaning, not for individual words. Don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. Your brain needs time to adapt. Start with simple content, then gradually challenge yourself with more complex material. While listening, practice a method called shadowing. It's a powerful technique used by language learners worldwide. Choose a short audio clip, play it, and repeat what the speaker says in real time. Try to match their tone, rhythm, and speed. This trains your mouth and brain to work together, improving pronunciation and fluency at the same time. At first, it may feel difficult, but after a few weeks, you'll notice your speech becoming smoother and more natural. Next, you need to speak. A lot. Fluency grows through speaking, not silence. Many learners wait for the perfect moment to start speaking English. They think, I'll talk when I'm ready, but that moment never comes. The truth is, speaking is what makes you ready. You must create opportunities to use English, even if you're alone. Talk to yourself about your day, describe what you see, or explain your plans out loud. These mini conversations help your brain think in English and reduce hesitation. Recording yourself is another powerful habit. Choose a topic, speak for 1 minute, and record your voice. Then listen and note what sounds natural and what doesn't. This helps you notice pronunciation issues and track your progress. At first, you might dislike your own voice. That's normal. But soon, you'll start hearing improvement, and that's incredibly motivating. To make your English flow naturally, shift your focus from grammar to communication. Grammar is important, but it should not control you. When you speak, your goal is to express ideas, not to create perfect sentences. If you get stuck thinking about grammar, your fluency will freeze. Instead, focus on being understood. Even if you make small mistakes, people will still get your message. Over time, through listening and practice, correct grammar will come naturally. Instead of memorizing individual words, learn common phrases and expressions. English, like any language, is built on chunks of meaning, short combinations of words that frequently appear together. For example, instead of learning the word hungry, learn phrases like I'm starving or let's grab a bite. Instead of memorizing happy, use I'm over the moon or that made my day. These phrases make your English sound more natural and fluent, just like a native speaker's. Reading is another key to fluency. When you read, you absorb vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structure unconsciously. Start with materials that interest you, articles, blogs, or short stories, and read a little every day. Don't try to understand every word. Focus on the general meaning and notice how words are used in context. Reading out loud is even more powerful because it trains your mouth and your brain at the same time. You'll learn pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. Thinking in English is perhaps the most transformative step toward fluency. When you constantly translate in your head, you slow down your speech and lose confidence. To break that habit, start by thinking in English about simple things. I'm late. It's sunny today. I need to buy bread. Later, move to more complex thoughts like, if I finish early, I'll watch a movie, or I wonder what my life will be like in 5 years. The goal is to make English your default language of thought. Once that happens, fluency becomes effortless. To stay consistent, build a daily English routine. Fluency doesn't come from big efforts once in a while. It comes from small, regular habits. For example, listen to 15 minutes of English audio every morning. Watch a short English video at lunch. Speak to yourself or a friend in English for 5 minutes each evening. Consistency is the secret ingredient. Even on days when you're tired or busy, do something small in English. Those small steps add up over time and lead to real transformation. Another essential element of fluency is confidence. Many learners know enough vocabulary and grammar but still hesitate to speak because they fear making mistakes. This fear is the biggest obstacle to fluency. You must understand that mistakes are not failures. They are signs of progress. Every time you make a mistake, your brain learns something new. The only way to speak perfectly is to speak imperfectly many times first. Confidence grows when you focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins, understanding a movie without subtitles, having a short conversation, or using a new phrase correctly. Each success builds your motivation and makes you want to keep going. Remember, every fluent speaker you admire once felt the same fear. They became fluent because they didn't let fear stop them. Another powerful habit is surrounding yourself with English. The more your environment supports the language, the faster you'll grow. Change your phone settings to English. Follow English-speaking YouTubers or influencers, and listen to English songs. Create a mini English world around you. When your brain constantly receives input from the language, it starts to think and respond in English naturally, without effort. Interacting with real people is also crucial. Join online English communities, participate in group discussions, or find a language partner. Speaking with others forces you to use the language actively and adapt in real situations. It's okay if you feel nervous at first. Communication is more important than perfection. The goal is to connect, not impress. Each conversation teaches you something new about pronunciation, tone, and vocabulary. If you want to sound fluent, pay attention to pronunciation and intonation. English is a rhythmic language. The melody and stress patterns carry meaning. Listen carefully to how native speakers emphasize certain words and pause for effect. Practice mimicking that rhythm. Use tongue twisters and pronunciation apps to strengthen your mouth muscles. Don't aim to completely change your accent. Just focus on clarity and natural flow. A clear accent is more powerful than a forced native one. To speed up your fluency, learn to use filler phrases and connectors. Native speakers often use expressions like, you know, actually, I mean, by the way, and let me think. These small phrases give you time to organize your thoughts while keeping your speech flowing naturally. They make your English sound spontaneous and alive rather than robotic. Learning vocabulary effectively is another cornerstone of fluency. Instead of memorizing long word lists, learn vocabulary in context. When you encounter a new word, write it down in a sentence. For example, don't just memorize challenge. Write, learning English is a challenge, but I enjoy it. This helps your brain remember how the word is used. Review your vocabulary regularly. Spaced repetition apps like Anki or Quizlet can help you keep words fresh in your memory. Fluency also depends on mindset. You must see yourself not as a student, but as an English speaker. This mental shift changes everything. When you start identifying as an English speaker, you'll use the language more confidently and naturally. You'll make decisions like a fluent person, choosing English books, English entertainment, and English communication whenever possible. Confidence begins in the mind before it shows in your speech. Set realistic goals and track your progress. For example, aim to have a 5-minute English conversation by the end of the week, or to learn 10 new phrases in 7 days. When you achieve these small goals, reward yourself. Progress, no matter how small, keeps motivation alive. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Everyone's journey is different. What matters is that you keep moving forward. A common mistake learners make is relying too much on subtitles or translations. Try to reduce your dependence gradually. Start watching videos with English subtitles, then move to no subtitles at all. Force your brain to listen and guess from context. This develops your listening comprehension and helps you understand English the way native speakers do. By recognizing patterns and meaning rather than translating every word. When you read or listen, notice collocations, words that naturally go together. For example, we say make a decision, not do a decision, or take a shower, not make a shower. Learning these combinations helps your English sound smooth and authentic. Collocations are a hidden key to fluency. To improve your fluency even further, engage your emotions when you learn. Emotional memory is stronger than logical memory. Watch stories, listen to songs, and read materials that move you. When you feel something, laughter, inspiration, surprise, your brain remembers the language connected to that feeling. That's why storytelling is one of the most effective tools in language learning. Another technique is imitation. Choose a short clip of a native speaker and imitate everything: pronunciation, rhythm, and emotion. Pretend you are that person for 1 minute. This not only improves your speaking, but also builds confidence and expressiveness. Fluency is not just about words, it's about how you deliver them. If possible, Travel or interact in real English-speaking environments, even virtually. Experiencing the culture helps you understand idioms, humor, and conversational flow. But even if you can't travel, you can still create immersion at home. Listen, read, speak, and think in English every day. Consistency beats intensity. Be patient with yourself. Fluency takes time. There's no magic formula or overnight success. Every minute you spend listening, speaking, or reading brings you closer. The key is persistence. Don't measure your progress by days or weeks. Measure it by effort and consistency. Even if you speak slowly now, one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Finally, remember that learning English fluently is not only about mastering a language, it's about opening yourself to the world. You'll be able to connect with people from different cultures, understand global ideas, and express yourself freely. English gives you a voice that can reach beyond borders. So keep learning, keep practicing, and never stop believing in your ability. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Every word you speak, every video you watch, every small effort counts. Step by step, you're building fluency, confidence, and a new version of yourself. One who can think and express in English effortlessly. If this journey has inspired you, don't let it end here. Keep moving forward, keep improving, and keep growing with us. Your voice matters, your story matters, and your progress matters. Together, we can make your dream of fluency a reality. Subscribe now and be part of this journey. Because your support means everything, and every subscriber gives us strength to keep creating, teaching, and inspiring.